Did you guys see the White House thing?
I did.
Oh.
Besides it being extremely corny.
Scarface saying that it stood for white power. Y'all see that?
Oh, isn't it with the thing?
Yeah.
Which I think it does.
MAGA chain.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Does the White House's strategy successful humanize the current administration for a younger demographic?
No.
Are you sure?
It makes them cool.
Does it?
It's their sad attempt at being cool. Like at this point, this administration, you're not going to be cool. You're not going to get invited to the cool kids table. You've done too much.
You say that as a 50-year-old black man.
This is true.
You know what I mean? To 20-some-year-old Caucasian man.
Well, you know what? But you know what? Because they in their own way, because they're at the UFC fights. They're their own version of cool. Like, I mean, sure, they had to shut down the Kennedy Center because nobody will come and perform for them. But at this point, they know their bread and butter is the Kid Rocks and the what's the one dude who fought who goes and fights people.
The Builder?
No.
Punk ass?
No, he's just a criminal.
Freaky boy.
No, I'm talking about the
brothers.
Jake Paul. Was that Jake Paul?
Jake.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's their way into cool. And
I miss when if somebody was listening to hip hop, you didn't have to question where their alliance lied. I miss that.
Hey, Eazy-E did have dinner with President Bush.
He did, and Ice Cube had something to say about it.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter
at the time, but it
just being a fan of hip hop in general. At one point in time, you kind of aligned yourself with the culture itself, and you know what I'm saying, identified with it. It meant something. It was cool to do, but it wasn't like the cool thing. It wasn't. Everybody was doing it. You know what I'm saying? You had your pocket of people that rock with it, and you had people that did something else. It wasn't as popular as it is now. I kind of missed that.
Look, I just remember when, there was a time where the rappers, it was like, look, we don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
These are all, look, I remember there was this commentator in St. Louis, his name is Onion Horton. And he said, look, it doesn't matter who I vote for. I mean, he knew it mattered who he voted for, but it's like, now, mind you, this is the 90s, and, this is an old black man who you said, his name is Onion Horton, so of course. And he said, look, I know when I wake up the next morning, the president's going to be white. And there's things that he's going to take care of that have to deal with whiteness that have before he gets to me, even if he claims to care about me. And I think that's where, at one point, I'm pretty sure Chuck D didn't rock with the Republican Party, but I'm pretty sure he didn't rock with the Democratic Party either.
Yeah, I mean,
when you would hear like Paris and all those rappers who were down with I know that's a crazy one, but who he didn't rock with nobody.
Yeah.
But when you talk about especially when hip hop was very much influenced by the 5% Nation, like we wasn't supposed to be rocking with no presidents anyway.
Nah, man.
No, I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for dead presidents to represent me.
Yeah. I miss all of that. I miss when politicians and rappers didn't go together, and it wasn't fanfare. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
The rappers had no money then.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Eazy-E, that's how he was getting some money, because he got invited based on the amount of money he made, not because of who he was.
Once hip hop got that huge influx of money, then everything changed, man.
Well, it also had something to do with. I mean, he went to the White House when Reagan was in, and a lot of the shit he was talking about was shit that
was George
Reagan.
Bush.
Oh, that was George Bush. Never mind. But George Bush was in the office too with Reagan, which had a lot to do with Reaganomics, and Reaganomics was
Iran-Contra. He was the vice president for that whole Iran-Contra affair.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of goes together. I mean, how much of this do you think is just the fact that you're older and more wise, and you pay more attention to this stuff now? As opposed to the fact that then maybe it was easier to kind of move aside.
I know Michael Jackson, the estate, Drake bought it, but part of me I wanted Michael Jackson's people to come back and sue everybody. Get that off of there. Get that off your album cover. Get that off of White House.
He bought it.
Yeah, but he bought it, so I don't know, man. Like, you're right. Part of it is because just older, and we've seen so much, and we've had our trust betrayed more than once.